the edge of night.
I am starting over since I am now Raven Alexander again. I can't stay single forever. It's unnatural.
Now, for you, it would be. You've made marriage a vocation.
One life to live, the edge of night. Weekdays. And on the edge of night, while Valerie has Sky for an evening of romance, his passion belongs to Raven.
I'll have you know he kissed me, and that's not all. He loved it.
One life to live, the edge of night. Weekdays. On the edge of night.
I made a big mistake with Skylar Whitney. I've always admired you. If things had been a little different, I think we would have been real good together.
All My Children, the edge of night. Weekdays.
No, I know, but I'm trying to make her understand there is no way to accomplish the thing she wants most of all in this world.
Which is?
To change Skylar's mind about her place in his life.
Oh, dear, is she trying to win him over?
Oh, my dear, it isn't my nephew that she wants. It's all the possessions that she wants to regain, given to her by her husband.
Well, don't worry, Geraldine. She will give up the battle sooner or later.
The thing that worries me is this latest scheme of hers. She thinks she can make him jealous. She said it worked beautifully with the first Sky Whitney, so why not this one?
Oh, well, has she said how she intends to make him jealous, or rather, with whom?
I don't want to know.
My whole life is in order now. I've organized my household with a fine staff that keeps things running smoothly. I'm even taking some pleasure in managing my own business affairs.
That must demand a lot of your time.
I have to admit, I never was much interested in the business end of things before. I was quite content to be a playboy. Terrible term, isn't it? And leave the business to others. But recently I've realized how much fun there is in handling things myself. The buying and selling, hiring and firing, and all that sort of... I'm sorry, I seem to be boring you.
Oh, no, Sky. It's just that I deal in business in such a small way that anything larger than the studio seems sort of intimidating.
Anything else bothering you?
I guess I feel a little odd about having lunch with you so soon after seeing you for dinner.
Is there some law about dining with the same person within 2 days?
No.
Anyway, I told you this was a special occasion. I've been thinking a lot about how much I owe you, Val. About how important you were in helping me resolve my recent problems. After all, you were the one who made positive identification of Jeff Brown's body possible. I've been trying to think of a way to thank you. And I believe I found it.
Sky, no thanks are necessary. I just told the truth. And I'm sure that the authorities would have come up with the same thing eventually anyway.
Maybe, but you made it happen almost overnight. You deserve a little reward. It seems slight in light of all you've done, but...
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Sky, I couldn't possibly accept that.
Val, I insist, please.
God, it's lovely. I just... R.W. I think this must have been meant for somebody else.
The jeweler's fault, the idiot. Now that I see it, it's not suitable anyway, Val. I'll find something else for you. I'll choose something even better.
I have never been through anything like that in my life. He was rotten, rude, contemptible, insulting, and in my own house.
It's not your house any longer, my dear. It belongs to Skylar now.
Oh, yes, I know. Everything belongs to Skylar now. I have absolutely nothing left. Nothing. Your nephew has taken my clothes, my jewelry, my furs, and most important of all, my dignity and my pride.
No one can rob you of dignity and pride, Raven, unless you allow it.
He is in total control of everything, and believe me, he has not let me forget it for 1 second. He walks around with that smug superiority, so calm and detached, like I was some kind of a bug to be stepped on.
When I tried to tell you about his attitude.
But I thought...
But you thought he would find you so irresistible that he'd give you back all your pretty toys. Well, you should have known that he was in no mood for even a shred of generosity right now.
I have never in my life been treated by a man like that. He has not 1 ounce of decency in his entire body, and I hate him. I hate him so much I could kill him.
Now, that's utter nonsense. You're just hurting yourself with this fit of rage. Obviously, you didn't handle this very well at all. And whatever happened to your plan to catch this fly with honey? You seem to have used nothing but vinegar.
I should have used arsenic.
Now, Raven, stop all of this and accept the inevitable.
No, because it is not inevitable, and I will not accept it. When I think of all the agony I went through in that health spa, I sweated and strained and starved myself. For what? Nothing, because he could care less.
My dear, you are going to have to realize that Skylar is going through a transitional period. He is harboring a good deal of hostility and resentment, most of it aimed at you. Now, no wonder that he was blind to your charms.
He's not so blind. I'll have you know he kissed me.
He did.
He certainly did. And that's not all. He loved it.
When are you going to wind down?
Maybe never. At least not until I get what I want.
If you're thinking of Skylar and the Whitney fortune, you may have quite a wait.
I don't care. I just have to think of something. I've never in my life not known how to handle a man.
You know, I'm not altogether sure that's a bad thing. If you wanted Skylar because you were madly in love with him, then I could understand your frenzy about all of this. But it's painfully obvious that the only thing you're interested in is regaining his wealth and his position.
No, it's regaining my wealth and my position.
You are motivated by avarice and greed, Raven, and it's not a very attractive picture from where I sit.
Well, I don't care what it looks like.
Added to that, there's an ugly little element of revenge that I'm beginning to see creep in. Oh, yes. You've been rejected, and now you want to hit back.
So why shouldn't I? He's attracted to me, he just doesn't know it yet.
Well, there's nothing wrong with your ego, is there?
I just have to think of a way to make him realize it. Maybe I should play hard to get and make him jealous.
Maybe at one time, those devices seemed tried and true to you, my dear. But I personally don't see how they can apply to this present situation.
Well, I'll make them apply. As a matter of fact, I think I've got a plan that I know will work.
You mean plot?
Same thing.
Not to me.
What I have to do is make him realize that I am not hysterical about the whole thing. Men hate hysterical women. I have to be very calm, cool, and charming. Hello, Spencer.
Good evening, Raven.
Could I please speak to Mr. Whitney?
I'm sorry, that's impossible.
Why?
He left orders not to be disturbed at dinner.
Is he having dinner with someone?
He's having dinner with a young lady, yes, Raven.
Well, so what? Just tell him to come to the phone.
I'm sorry, no, I can't do that.
Spencer, don't you dare say no to me. I'll have your job, you stupid idiot.
Whatever happened to calm, cool, and charming?
Some more champagne, Valerie?
Okay, but just a little. I don't want to drink too much. I get giddy and sleepy.
Well, that's easily remedied. If you get very sleepy, you can always spend the night.
I have to go to the kitchen. I'm the housekeeper, remember?
Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like being the boss. You think you're kind of the mistress of the place, don't you?
I like it.
You know what I think?
What?
I think Mr. Whitney's going to be traveling a lot. We're going to be alone here. And then we can really play house together.
What the hell is this?
You know, Spence, you're going to have to stop wearing those sneakers. A man can't ever tell when you're coming.
Just be glad Mr. Whitney didn't walk in just now. I had a feeling neither one of you would be working here tomorrow.
You kidding? He went to a lot of trouble to hire me.
Excuse me. I think I'll go to the kitchen.
Look, why don't you lighten up, Spence? What's all the fuss? A little hanky-panky never hurt anybody.
Now, look, this may not cost you your job, Gunther, but it damn well may get rid of Nora Fulton. I've already told Mr. Whitney that she could be trouble around here.
Nora didn't do anything. It was me that grabbed her. She was just so cute and petite-like this morning, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, maybe you don't.
I know what you mean, Gunther, and that's not why she's here.
Sure, Spence. Anything you say. Well, listen, I gotta go downtown and pick up Mr. Whitney at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Right now, I think I'll go into the kitchen and have a little lunch.
Hello, Raven. I'm sorry Mr. Whitney isn't here.
The name is Miss Alexander, and I'm not here to see Mr. Whitney. I'm here to see you.
What is up?
Spencer, I know you don't hate me. After all, I'm the one that got you hired.
That's not quite the way it happened. As I remember, you were against hiring me.
Now, don't get technical on me. You worked for me, and I was good to you.
Raven, Miss Alexander, you're absolutely correct. I have no reason to hate you, but that doesn't mean I approve of what you did.
But I was just being loyal. Isn't that what a wife is supposed to do?
Mine was a question of loyalty, too. I made a promise to Mr. Whitney over a year ago. I had to keep it.
Well, you worked for me. Doesn't that mean you owe me something?
The only reason I worked here was to help Mr. Whitney.
You did help Mr. Whitney. He got everything. So don't you think that you could do just a little something for me?
I don't understand how.
Do you think I'm attractive, Spencer?
Yes, of course I do.
And you know I make a good wife.
I'm not sure I'm the one to judge.
Well, I was loyal. I proved that, didn't I?
In your own way, you certainly did.
Okay. So don't you think I would make the perfect wife for Mr. Whitney?
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious. And you care about him, so you know that just a bunch of money doesn't make somebody happy. Your mother had to tell you that.
No, she didn't, but I'll try to remember.
This house needs a woman. It certainly needs a woman looking over it, not a picture with a couple of jerks flailing around a garden.
You constantly amaze me, Miss Alexander.
I belong here. This place is not complete without me.
If you say so.
And besides that, I know him really well. Now, I know that there are differences between the two men, but they're very much alike. That's why they were such good friends, because they're like mirror images of each other.
Like you said, there are always obvious differences between people, Miss Alexander.
Yes, but my husband tried to be like Mr. Whitney. No, he was Skylar Whitney. And that's why I have an edge over everyone in town. So tell me, is he seeing other women?
Only one that I know of.
That's bad. That's very bad. He should be playing the field.
Miss Alexander, I'm still not sure what it is that you want me to do.
Spencer, you can help me. And I will be just as grateful to you as Mr. Whitney.
How can I help?
You know him better than anybody. You can influence him.
I may have had some influence on Mr. Whitney when he was down and out, but now that he's coming to his own, he's very much his own man.
Spencer, I am crying to you for help.
There's simply nothing I can do.
Yes, there is. You can keep in touch with me and let me know what's happening around here.
You mean spy for you?
Well, I just mean I need someone around here who's on my side.
I'm sorry, Miss Alexander, but that is out of the question completely.
Spencer, you would not be spying. I just want you to tell me where he's going and who he's with and when he goes.
The answer is no.
All right. Spencer. I'll just have to do it all by myself.
Spencer, would you like some lunch?
What?
The new cook just made a marvelous salad. Would you like some?
No, I've got some work to do, Nora.
Oh, this is perfectly awful. Murder, mayhem, strikes, wars. From now on, I'm going to confine my reading to the food columns.
What are you muttering about?
Raven was starting me. My dear girl, what in heaven's name is the matter with you?
Nothing. Why?
I've never seen you fully dressed so early in the morning. Well, what on earth did you do? Sleep in your clothes last night?
Well, I certainly hope I don't look like that.
No, of course not. You look perfectly lovely, as a matter of fact. But to what do you attribute this extraordinary circumstance?
I am turning over a new leaf.
Raven, your new leaves have a way of fading very quickly.
Well, I am starting over since I am now Raven Alexander again.
So you decided to use your maiden name?
I hate that term maiden name. It sounds so pure and boring.
All right, the name you were born with, then. Actually, I think you're very wise. After all, you can't go around using the name Whitney when it doesn't even belong to you. Actually, it never did, officially, I mean.
That is not my fault. I took that name on good faith. And I don't want to talk about that this morning. It's depressing. Besides, I'm not going to use any man's name again until I'm married.
Don't tell me you're thinking about that already.
Well, I can't stay single forever. It's unnatural.
Well, for you, it would be. You've made marriage a vocation. Let's see, you've had 3 marriages?
Yes, 3, including Sky, or Jeff Brown, I should say.
And you're only... How old are you exactly?
I'll tell you how old I am if you tell me how old you are.
You want some breakfast? I'll order from room service.
No, I'm not really hungry. However, I will take just a little bite of yours, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, of course not.
I just need a little something so I can have my strength to meet the day.
Don't talk with your mouth full, dear.
I can't help it. I'm in a hurry.
What is it? You going job hunting? Is that it?
Well, I'm going hunting, but not for a job.
Be careful, Raven. You may need a license.
Oh, no, I won't. It's, open season. Good morning.
Morning, Valerie.
This is a surprise. We had dinner and then lunch, and now you're here for breakfast?
Is that an invitation?
I guess so. Come in.
Thank you.
Sit down. I'm offering eggs and toast this morning.
Oh, coffee and toast will be fine.
Okay.
My new cook hasn't found her way around the kitchen as yet, so I didn't get much to eat this morning. I'm always pleased when I'm in your company. You must think I'm haunting you.
Oh, not really, but, I am curious about finding you here so early in the morning.
I have a couple of reasons, actually.
Yes?
First of all, I have tickets for the ballet this evening, and I was wondering if you'd care to join me.
Oh, wow. Listen, I have a really full day this afternoon at the studio, and I have a very early call tomorrow morning, and I really think I should stay home tonight.
I think you'll be very disappointed if you do.
I do have this sense of being rushed into something. I mean, to be getting so much attention in so short a time.
But I'm making up for lost time. But I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. Perhaps I'm taking too much for granted.
No, it isn't that. I enjoy being with you. I guess I just feel like I need more time to get used to you. After everything that's happened, I think you can understand that.
Of course. We're both making a fresh start. I just seem to need less time to get it going. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to start over with the gift I gave you yesterday. No initials on this one.
Sky, you really shouldn't be doing this.
Are you going to rob me of the pleasure it gave me to select that for you? Open it.
Oh, Sky. It's magnificent. But it's so extravagant. I mean, where would I even wear such a thing?
You could begin by wearing it to the ballet this evening.
Oh, Sky. I don't want to offend you, but I just can't accept so
Valerie. Just think of this as a small token of my appreciation for the many, many services you rendered on my behalf. It's lovely. And it comes with a guarantee. No strings attached.
So, did you learn anything new at the hospital?
No, I didn't find out nothing. Listen, I want a new APB out immediately on Ellis Campbell, alias Pietro. Do it.
Right now.
Oh, hi, David.
Oh, really?
Oh, hi, Derek. I've been thinking about you.
You have you?
Yes, I have, and I wanted to see you, and I just couldn't wait another minute.
May I get you a drink?
Mike, I could use a double bourbon on the rocks. But what I'll have is a glass of white wine.
Nancy?
The same, thank you, honey. Sounds as if you had a hard day.
Yes, Nancy and I have been wondering what life with Raven must be like these days. I can't imagine that she's a barrel of laughs in her present state of mind.
My dear, you're quite right. Oh, she's taking care of her physical self beautifully, but her mind is in a shambles. Don't ask me to explain Raven's logic. All I can say is she has put great faith in all her old strategies.
It was really nice of you to come to dinner with me, Derek. I felt so alone these past few months.
Come on, you've got Geraldine to lean on. You've got a tower of strength in that woman.
Yeah, she's got one big flaw. She's not a man.
That's right, excuse me. You do need a man to lean on.
Well, you know, you get different kinds of comfort from a man as opposed to a woman, and I need all the comfort I can get.
You've been through a lot of kinds of hell in these past few months, I know that. But I gotta tell you something, you sure don't look the worse for wear.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, that wouldn't have meant half as much coming from Geraldine.
So what you're really saying is you're starved for male flattery.
Well, that's not really being fair. I mean, I just wanted to talk to someone who knows me and understands me.
I would think that might be a disadvantage. You'd be much better off with somebody who doesn't know and understand you.
Derek, there was no one that I wanted to see or talk to more than you.
Does that mean you want to talk about police business? We could have done that in my office.
No, this is personal. It's between you and me.
Raven, there is no such animal as you and me, and there hasn't been for a very long time.
I know that, Derek. It's not what I meant. It's just that, well, I've been thinking about what we've both been suffering, and, well, we've both been through such a terrible, terrible loss. I never really knew Jinx Avery. I just met her when she came to a restaurant where I was dining with Lance Halliday or Johnny Gentry.
Now, I know all about Johnny Gentry.
Yeah, and then the second time I met her was at Johnny's penthouse.
Well, actually, that was Buffy Revere's penthouse.
But I thought it was his penthouse, and I thought she was his girlfriend, and she had a gun.
Don't you see? They were all just play acting.
I know that, but I thought she was going to kill him. She was a very good actress.
Raven, Jinx meant you absolutely no harm. She was doing a favor for some friends. There was nothing for her to gain. And I'll tell you something else. She knew even then that she would never star in their production.
Oh, Derek. See, that's why I wanted to talk with you, because I wanted to tell you that I forgive her. I bear her no ill will.
Thank you. That means something for me to hear you say that.
You know, when I saw her tombstone, I was so surprised because it said Jinx Avery Mallory, and I didn't even know you were married.
Well, we weren't married for very long, but we had some very nice days.
It's so sad.
Oh, hey, come on now.
No, I know how you feel because I know what it's like to lose somebody that you love. And I know you don't like me very much, and I don't blame you for that, but I just thought that maybe we could kind of comfort each other, you know.
Where is our housekeeper this morning?
Oh, she's out in the kitchen helping the new cook. Wants to keep everything very smooth.
Where did you find that cook, by the way?
At the employment agency. Supposed to have very good references. I think she worked here once, big dinner party.
Did Raven and her husband give many parties?
A few, I think. Very elegant, I was told.
That's what I should do. I should give a party. A very elegant party. Show people how it should be done. And show Monticello society that there have been some changes in the Whitney Mansion. There's a new lord of the manor house now, who may look like the old one, but who is very, very different. Tell Nora she has a special assignment today. To make a list of names of all the people we think should attend. The most important and influential people in town. But in particularly, I want those people who didn't believe me when I first came back. I want them to see how wrong they really were and rub their noses in it just a little. What a satisfying thought.
So is that about all there is?
Yeah, that's about it. Listen, Calvin called in this morning. He's not feeling too well.
Yeah, so I heard. In fact, I was just going to go up and check on him now.
Oh, good. Good idea. Tell him I hope he feels better. I need him.
I sure will.
Aha! Working too hard. I knew it. Hi, Damien. All right, I'm taking you to lunch. No arguments. All right, Derek. I'm going to be the hostess. I told you I wanted to take you out to lunch, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Really, Raven?
Don't go getting old-fashioned on me now. It's perfectly acceptable for a woman to take a man out these days.
That is not why I feel awkward. It's seeing you 2 days in a row, especially after everything that's occurred since,
Since we've been such close friends.
Friends.
That's
yes.
exactly why I pulled you out of the office, because we have been such close friends and because of everything that's happened.
I assume you're going to explain that.
Look, last time we were together, we talked about Jinx the whole time, and I told you that I forgive her for everything. Now I want to talk about Sky. No, I think it's important that you know about Sky and me, or I should say the man I thought was Sky.
I really don't think it's any of my business.
Yeah, I want to tell you, look, I know it's impossible for you to forgive me. After all, I did sort of dump you to marry him.
Raven, I forgave you for that maybe a century ago, and I certainly haven't thought of it for months.
You haven't? Not just a little tiny
Not
bit?
even just a little tiny bit.
Well, I know you hurt then. Yeah, we would both like oysters on the half shell and a couple glasses of wine, and we'll order later.
I guess we would.
Certainly, madam.
Anyway, how could I help it? I mean, Skylar Whitney was so dynamic and so charismatic with his personality, and he just knocked me right off my feet. And he used to give me presents all the time and call me a dozen times a day.
It's funny how I remembered you were chasing after him.
No, that's not true. I couldn't do anything else but say yes to his proposal.
Right after you'd said yes to my proposal?
Oh, Derek, I felt so bad about that. I really did, and I'm really sorry. I admit it. I was wrong.
This is all fascinating.
No, I admit it. I made a big mistake with Skylar Whitney.
I guess you did. You married Jefferson Brown.
Yes, that's right, and I took everything that he said and did at face value. Like, if he said that the moon was made of blue cheese, I would have believed him. And I don't understand that either, because usually I'm such a good judge of character.
I'm sure you are.
I am, but not this time. I was just totally taken in by the deception. I was like gullible, you know, a classic case.
So when did you finally realize that you'd been hoodwinked?
Well, I had sort of inklings, you know. It came in bits and pieces, and then eventually I played detective and found out the truth. Isn't that incredible?
Incredible.
Really. And then I confronted him with the whole thing, and he confessed.
And then you acquiesced all over his suit.
Well, what else could I do? I was his wife. I mean, really, my sense of integrity wouldn't have allowed me to be anything but loyal and faithful.
Yes.
Really, Derek, if you had told me that you weren't the chief of police, but you were really a hardened criminal, I would have stuck by you. It's true. I'm serious. I would have. After all, I've always admired you. And you want to know something? If things had been a little different, I think we would have been real good together.
I don't know. I haven't even heard all the details myself. Miles, I gotta go. I got another call. So long. Yes, Helen, who is it? I'll take it. Yes, Raven, what's up?
Hi, baby. You'll never guess what I found. A Mexican restaurant with a French chef named Chez Pancho's. Isn't that amazing? I thought maybe we could go there today for lunch.
Oh, my gosh, you're not serious.
Yes, I am serious. I walked by it the other day. I had to go up and look at the menu, and besides that, it's only a couple blocks away from the police station.
Look, honey, it wouldn't matter if we're just down the hall from my office. I can't go to lunch today.
Yes, you can. We had lunch yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. We had lunch yesterday, and we had dinner the night before. Let's, give it a rest.
Hey, come on. You had to run off. You barely had time for a drink. I felt cheated. You ran off in the middle of my best story.
Maybe be reasonable.
I am being reasonable. It's about time you did something healthy. And besides that, I'm all dressed. The reservations are made, and it's time to go.
All right, come by the office. Maybe I can go down for a drink.
Okay. See you soon. Geraldine, how come nobody writes to me? They probably don't know my last name yet. From Skylar Whitney to Geraldine. Stiff, it feels like an invitation. He's throwing a party, and he's inviting Geraldine without me. It's time for all good little policemen to come to lunch.
Listen, baby, you're gonna have to wait a few minutes. I'm expecting somebody else.
You're supposed to only be expecting me. Is that nice?
It will only take a few minutes. Why don't you go outside and read a magazine?
I certainly will not. I'm going to stay right here and make sure that you keep your promise. Somebody has to look out for you.
So what are you gonna do? Pick me up for lunch every day for the rest of my life?
Whatever it takes.
You wouldn't like it. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood, even worse than I am now.
Oh, are you in a bad mood now? I hope it's not because of me.
No, it's not because of you. One of my officers did a very stupid thing last night. I had to send him home on vacation, but I can't afford him out of the office.
Well, you always do the things that you have to do, and that's one of the reasons I've always admired you, Derek. Because you're so forceful.
Well, my forcefulness is reserved for my work, not my private life. Maybe that's why I prefer working to almost anything else I do. That way I don't have to face my weaknesses once I leave the office.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, Helen. Oh, I thought you were going to take care of that. Listen, I don't know how to RSVP. Well, use departmental stationery. Thank Mr. Whitney for inviting me and tell him, sure, I'll accept.
You invited to Sky Whitney's party?
Thank you, Helen. Of course I was.
What a coincidence. So was I, but I wasn't going to go because I didn't have an escort. Now we can go together.
Baby, I really don't understand you. Why would you want to go to a party at the Whitney house after everything that's happened?
Because I still feel like it's my house.
That's the point, though. You moved out under such unusual circumstances. Why would you want to go back?
Derek, everyone in town is dying with laughter because of the way Sky Whitney stripped me of everything I had and then threw me out with practically nothing but a toothbrush.
Come on, I'm sure it wasn't quite that bad.
It was worse than that. You have no idea the humiliation I suffered. He laughed in my face while he was shoving me out the door.
Well, if he shoved you out the door, why is he opening it for you now? It seems to me you'd be the last person he'd want to invite.
I don't know. It was some act of perversity. You know?
No, I don't know.
Well, he just didn't think I would show up in a million years, and that's exactly why I have to go.
Listen, Raven, I'm not sure I want to get mixed up in this little game.
You're not getting mixed up in anything, Derek. You'll just be my escort. Besides, come on, you know how much I love to hang on your arm.
I'm not sure I can handle this, baby.
Yes, you can. It's time that you came out in the world again, and I'm just the one to take you.
Saved by the buzzer. Yes? Oh, it's about time. All right, send him in. Sit down, will you? Sit down. Hi, Chief. Loomis, I'm glad I finally caught up with you.